disciple who practices the fire element technique." After saying that, he pointed to the boy next to him and bragged. Yopi Yang was so happy that his eyes were squinted, excitedly said that the destiny of my disciple is also a genius of fire element magic. Rima still maintains a disdainful attitude towards the genius president. "I saw her at the boat port making it difficult. Yopi sect master, I advise you, if you can't get good disciples, then disband the sect and don't need to find dogs or cats to bear the burden." Yopi Yang defends her disciples. She's really a genius. Rima can't help but refresh the genius here who can't even work half a day. Saw a little fire flower Juna, let them see a little of your great inflammation. Finishing the sentence, the young man immediately showed off his top skills. Unexpectedly he shot out black smoke and not fire. Rima but still continued to speak boldly and look at this as a true genius. Just practicing for half a year. Dai Yan Chan has already refined the black smoke. Waiting for the great sacrifice sect. He will definitely condense the fire and refine the flame. Yopi Yang covered his nose and strongly criticized this turtle crawling practice. This thing is Dai Yan Palm. Rima was so shocked that she so loudly cursed both teacher and student Yopi Yang. "What do you know? You're a waste of a teacher. You don't know anything like the useless new disciple." Socio sat next to you and listened. Red-faced. Light. Her eyes suddenly became extremely determined to shut up and stop insulting my master. "In my hand now there was a fire burning." Socio continued. "You can say I am trash, but my master is absolutely not. Love." At this moment, the teacher and student were on fire. She affirmed that he knew how to teach his disciples. The two teachers and students on the other side immediately stopped when they saw the fire in her hand. Yopi Yang had a moment of blooming and grinding to create fire before she practiced. 20 days hasn't come yet. Isn't it amazing? Rima has slapped herself so hard but still hasn't given up. It's just the surface. Critical combat destructive power. Juna shows off a bit of the power of a great chief. Receiving orders from his master, he quickly gains momentum. Then rushes forward with a black hand. His target now, it was the tree in front of Juna, and yet he hit it with an extremely powerful blow. But could only leave a single fingerprint on it. Rima couldn't help but smile as if she had a good time. A normal person who gets hit by this attack will definitely be injured. Socio also did not give up to that worldly mother. She also wanted to challenge her master. "I can fight too." Socio threw the fireball in his hand, no different than throwing a ball. The young man saw it fly dead like that and smiled complacently. Rima did the same thing. She said, "Even when I don't even have the standard score anymore, I still want to hurt people." Unexpectedly, Tuthu's cute little ball was about to touch another tree. In a moment a terrible explosion happened and it even cut down that tree. The two of them were laughing and suddenly stopped laughing. This time they realized they had bumped into the wrong person. This is when Yopi Yang fresh again. "My disciple is indeed a super genius." Only Socio did not accept this result. She was angry. Angrily, she shouted that she couldn't hit me. "I can't let my master lose face." Right after that she summoned more fireballs. No different from the Queen's fairies. "Let's go again." Those fireballs followed their master's orders and kept flying back. Front. This strange lady doesn't cut down all the trees in this forest, then she's not a disciple of sect master Yopi Yang. Rima can only be so itchy that her eyes almost fall out. Now there's only one left. The only tree is indeed the tree that young man Juna hit earlier. The young man who witnessed this scene almost wet his pants. His master decided to withdraw from Hunwunjong and go home to work in the fields. The girl was so crazy but still looking sad. "Sorry master, I couldn't hit him. I'm really not fit to fight." Rima. Then spray glue. "Mom, this is also called not fit to fight." Yopi Yang comforted her again. "It's okay. The fireball came out. It's a huge improvement and you'll get a lot of practice with a lot of benchmarks." Then you turned to Rima. "My fresh disciple said that my disciple is really very powerful." Rima was angry and trembling but still responded strongly to "You is lucky. You can't find a good disciple on your own. Socio's hot nature is like ice cream. Add a piece of fire and say no nonsense." "My master." Rima still continues to be stubborn all day long. Just hiding behind the disciples there is courage. "You also created fireballs like your disciples. You left." Yopi Yang smiled gently and replied, "It would be a pity to leave this forest so good and destroy it." Rima continues to provoke this. "This is Hanwenzhang's forest. I have the courage. You pay for it. I've been looking for excuses all day to hide the truth of my waste." Yopi Yang smiled and liked it. "If you like it, I'll just indulge you. You said it yourself. So stop canceling. Don't blame me." Then Yopi Yang raised one hand to prepare. Immediately a super huge ball appeared in his hand. As it grew bigger and bigger now it was no different from a mini sun, even elementary level magic fireball jutsu level 100 max. Yopi Yang was floating in the air, still not forgetting his little brother. Socio carefully watched the teacher teach him how to throw fireballs. Socio below was extremely excited. She shouted yes. Yopi Yang didn't either. Maybe she waited for a long time, so she threw this mini sun down. He blinked and a fireball landed on the ground. The destructive power was truly extremely great around it. It also continuously radiated electricity. The trees of the entire forest immediately disappeared. Everything was engulfed in flames. What a self-destruction from Rima. "At this moment you took everything and brought it up to the sky so it wouldn't become a grilled meat," you lamented. "I said then this kind of place is not suitable for me to use fireball magic. Rima now knows how to regret my sect. How can this young man, Juna, be the one I'm most afraid of? Mom, I want to go home." Flying over the hot fire, Yopi Yang continued, "Never mind. I'll take you guys out first. Under this fire, Hanwenzhang, you guys are probably doomed." In the end, Yopi Yang hugged all three and flew away. "Soon to move out. I will miss your neighbor." Right now at Yamaha Electric, Anu buried his face in the book. The great lady shyly said why the master likes this type of book that makes people blush and heart beat to share the same topic with the master. Baek Bai used a judgmental look to remind Anu that little girl is not. "Are you coming to clean up too? What are you standing there for?" She quickly hid the book behind her back and smiled awkwardly. "It's nothing." Baek Bai already knew what Anu was doing. So he said, "Don't hide it. That book's name is great. If you want to defeat a man, do you think you can rely on that book? Do you want me to teach you a few tricks?" Anu wants to leak but still arrogantly pretends to say, "I don't need you to teach me, but you can I say a little bit in advance?" Baek Bai went out and lectured Anu to understand that men are visual animals and Yopi Yang is the same like me. A creature with beautiful appearance, plump waist and long legs. No need to say a word. That guy's words will come to him himself. After hearing what Baek Bai said, Anu angrily shouted loudly, warning you not to transform into a seducing master. Anu was already very bitter, but Baek Bai still calmly continued talking. "Don't get excited. Next is the problem. No matter how excited a man is, when he gets married he will choose an honest girl to marry like you. As long as you are sure of Yopi Yang, you will have a chance." Anu blushed shyly. "Ask again." "Really?" Suddenly Baek Bai got angry and shouted, holding how 3 words /peach blossom, then blurted out, "A long guy saw a beautiful woman teasing him and had to try his best to the longer you cut off that stormy love relationship, the greater your chances of marrying him." Hearing Baek Bai's words come out of Anu's mouth was suddenly startled. Anu was outside right now. After thinking for a while, "I think what the little fox said is right, but why did she help me?" Anu just noticed why that great lady's tradition book has disappeared. This side Baek Bai secretly stole the great lady's tradition to read. "I want to see it. There's something special about this lady that has fascinated Yopi Yang. I can't stand it anymore." Baek Bai replied, "Book the book. Go away. There's nothing you can do. All you can do is tell her that the enemy knows that we won't die in 100 battles. Absolutely come here. Absolutely will not lose to a girl in a novel. Right now the street is very bustling. Yopi Yang is drunk and babbling nonsense. The trash author still hasn't released Absolute Princess 4. I'll quickly return to the main story. The sect convened a meeting to select 5 disciples to participate in training for the sect Congress competition. There were screams coming from the store. Eun-gi said that Master Eun-yang hasn't been receiving visitors for a few days now. Photo affecting our business. Heard scolding, Yopi Yang turned his head towards Eun-gi's shop. Saw a big man scolding a little master girl who didn't have time to repair her shield. Hurry up and go. Everyone is heading towards the store. Even though she was chased away, she still prayed that this shield is the only thing my father left for me in Hasa City. The master is the only one who can fix it. Yopi Yang came forward, realized it was someone he knew and immediately called Dinga. Seeing that, the girl turned around and saw Yopi Yang. She was confused and said, "Master, why are you also here?" In response to her question, "No wonder I haven't seen you these past few days. So I came to find someone to repair my shield." Seeing the little girl, begged Yopi Yang, the shield repairman, to advise her not to beg the messed up people. "Go back to the sect. Master fix it for you." She didn't believe that Yopi Yang could repair the shield for her. So she asked, "Master also knows how to repair shields?" The man shouted loudly, "Don't raise your voice, this shield has been evaluated by our store. No one in the world can repair it except Master Un Yang." The outsider also pointed his snout more. What a shameless provocation of a few sentences. "What, master?" Seeing things getting complicated, Yopi Yang pulled Dinga away. Yopi Yang told her not to worry. Master's level of blacksmithing skills will definitely help you fix it. The perfect way. Yopiang's sarcastic words made that red-haired man speak up. "Confirm that no one other than Master Un Yang can fix it, and then set the condition that if you can fix it, our smithy will be handed over to you." See Yopi Yang walking again and add the condition of 1,000 gold coins. See Yopi Yang immediately stopped. Having money means having everything. Having everything, so Yopiang's thoughts poured out like a volcano. It's true that the power of money is different from a young man who rushes back to become a grandfather. "I'm scared blue." "Confirm again, you're telling the truth." "I think in reality even Master Un Yang has failed," so he continued saying, "Of course it's the truth, you can fix it, and your disciple is still here. Are you harassing the master?" "Don't say much." Yopi Yang closed the bet, immediately stop talking nonsense. Thousands of gold coins will be handed over to Dinga to bring here. Everyone around is surprised by your words. The wind outside the store right now, hi. At the sword forge, the blacksmiths there all reminded Yopi Yang that the kid I told you before can get money if you can fix it. If not. Before they finished talking, they already looked disdainful. "So it turns out he's an idiot. We will beat you to death before being taken to the government." Some people are angry. Yopi Yang, this person is really crazy and feels bad. Dinga told our master to go away. Others whined for 1,000 gold coins, but I have to risk my life. If I can fix it, I won't be a blacksmith anymore. That man started making conditions again. "Boy, I will give you at most 3 days and then another 3 days if you can't do it. You have to." Yopi Yang didn't finish the sentence and said that it doesn't take time. "Just 3 sticks of incense is enough." As if a pig was pissed, everyone laughed out loud. This guy is really an idiot. Yopi Yang doesn't beat around the issue of shields needed. "I can use your documents to be repaired." Everyone here has a calm face. But his heart is smiling. You all just laugh first. The man in charge arrogantly said, "The ingredients are no problem, just don't waste them. No excuses for your failure." Yopi Yang started to hammer out the standard requirements. "Good job. Give me 20 kilos of steel for the volcano." The man started stroking his lips, thinking in his head, the idiot chose the worst material. Knowing that Master Un Yang couldn't fix it with iron stone, Yopi Yang just looked at it and knew that when this shield was given to you guys for inspection, it had already been repaired once, and then technically the mess was a trace of honeysuckle. Right? Hearing what Yopi Yang said, he was angry. Get angry and argue back. Don't slander Master Un Yang. Seeing that he is not convinced, Yopi Yang speak up the convincing evidence first. Who in your shop is qualified to use the second technique, 9th grade welding ironstone material? Fire extinguishing hammer is a technique that only he knows in Hasa City. That guy can do nothing but argue about meaningless things. Master Un Yang appeared from behind to warn me. I said there's no need to hide the fact that I fixed it. You're not a god. There's nothing to be ashamed of when you can't fix it. Seeing Un Yang approaching, everyone bowed respectfully to Master Un Yang. Master Un Yang appeared and said hello to Master. Master Un Yang stood up straight and boldly said that those who are passionate about forging can see that as long as they have a little insight. The old man's repair is not as difficult as the old man's 50 years of forging and repairing countless magic weapons. The old man can't repair this shield. Could it be that the person who loves forging just wants to defy the heavens and change his fate? Someone continues to say, "Remember you, I only have 3 sticks of incense to brag about, so I'll wait for you to be humiliated." Next, Yopi Yang put the ingredients into the forge. Un Yang standing next to her judgment of posture and action was completely wrong. As expected, Yopi Yang choked on the smoke. Dinga stood next to him worriedly asking his master if he was okay. Choking on smoke, Yopi Yang kept coughing and his throat was so sore everyone there felt a premonition and didn't know what he had done, so it was really strange an idiot choked on the smoke. Soon the shield was surrounded by forging fire. Master Un Yang said, "Young man, let me remind you that half of the incense stick has passed, and if you want to fix it, you need at least one. Oh, hammer blows. You haven't hit a single hammer blow yet." Yopi Yang quickly go choose the hammer and he replied feeling, "Thank you for reminding me that I only need one blow of the hammer to fix it." The blacksmiths next to me reminded Master Un Yang, who had not finished speaking when Master Un Yang continued to say that one blow of the hammer is enough for even the #1 casting blacksmith of Hasa City. This scammer can't act too deep and wait to be sent to the government office. Yopi Yang is ready, his hand is holding the hammer tightly. Yopi Yang is so fierce, tell the old man to see clearly. The shield has been prepared. It is neatly held on the table. Yopi Yang Duang raised his hand and took the first blow of the hammer. Intermediate forging and repairing skills. Compulsory practice. Level 100 max. At this time, Un Yang was still disdainfully saying yes. Seeing something unusual, he opened his eyes wide and the guy next to him proudly said, "I would immediately take him to the government." Dinga also exclaimed in surprise. The shield with just one blow of the hammer became intact like before. Everyone gasped, "Mom, the shield was round." Then in the blink of an eye the shield was fixed, and it was fixed. "Mom, there really is one in this world. Is that such an extraordinary mace?" Yopi Yang took a bucket of water and poured it on the shield. He leisurely said, "It's done. Honeysuckle or something. Do you want to come check first?" Dinga stood next to him, clasping his hands together and praying to his father. "Your shield has passed. Resurrected." Un Yang was so angry that he couldn't do anything but just stand still in a corner. Suddenly the other guy said, "Sir Un Yang, if he wanted to check it out." His face darkened, as if he had lost his rice book. No need for the old man to forge it for 50 years. And then continue speaking firmly, naturally knowing that it has been completely fixed. Master Un Yang was also impressed. "It turns out the god of creation is real. He's right next to me." Yopi Yang with cold eyes said, "Please teach me." The old man has nothing more to say. Dinga touched it and immediately knew she was admiring it, not only repaired but also new and exactly like when my father gave it to me. Yopi Yang is afraid of this skill too much and I don't want it. Dinga held the shield and cried, whispering to my master, "Be good. I will definitely do it in the future. I will repay my master with all my strength." Seeing Dinga crying, Yopi Yang put his hand on her head to comfort her. Dinga, "Master's hand is so warm. Master must be a selfless and kind person." Before leaving the shop, Yopi Yang turned around and said, "I told you. Why are you so stupid? Pay quickly." At this point, they suddenly remembered this sweet bet. "Yes, take the money, Li Sam." The strong-mouthed man from before now knelt at Yopi Yang's feet, admiring that this servant had no eyes to look at others, hoping that this god would not blame him. "This is 1,000 taels of gold from you. Please accept it." Yopi Yang took the bag of money and said, "Thank you." Master Un Yang also had to say a word of admiration that while he was still alive, he could see with his own eyes the God who created me. And even if he died, he would not die. Regretful. Hearing that, Yopi Yang immediately replied, "Which intermediate skill could be called a god of creation?" Master Yun Yang's dark face. He knelt down, clasped his hands and worshipped the master, hoping that the god would accept the little old man to join the housekeeper's sect. Everyone was surprised at this sudden bow to the master. Master Un Yang knelt at Yopi Yang's feet. He continued to say that, "I know I'm not worthy of being your disciple, but I would like to stay by your side and serve you. If you can occasionally teach me a few words about forging this life, I won't regret it." Yopi Yang prefers to accept girls, but you quickly refused. There was no need. "We are just a small sect, we don't need a janitor." Seeing this, Master Un Yang looked shocked. Refused to give up. Master Un Yang continued to persuade me that I really couldn't catch the eye of the god of creation, or I have a niece. I don't know if the god of creation is interested in letting her work as a housekeeper or not. I feel a bit troubled. Yopi Yang, what the heck does the god of creation mean? So I have to leave this place quickly to avoid being attacked by these fanatical blacksmiths. Getting in the way, he quickly told Dinga, "Dinga, let's go back to the sect." The girl at this moment liked him and pretended to ignore him and happily obeyed. Seeing him walk away, everyone shouted in unison to say goodbye to the creator. The scene changes to Mu Jong-guk. At this time, Oyang Noe secretly prays to her sister. She silently tells her sister that this breakthrough must be successful. We need 1 billion. At this time, Oyang Noe's mind also flashed the sweet image of Nung Yak Sol. Then everyone gathered to listen to the announcement that 3 months later there would be a sect competition related to their rankings. The sect then started spreading the word about the sect competition. We have missed the sect competition 3 times now, let alone the world ranking. Preparing to introduce to the sect master until our Hasa city. It's also the boss who will be assigned to the sect master in the future. The bird turned to ask where he was. He was completely startled because he couldn't see the sect master. He was looking for death until he saw Yopi Yang sitting on the ground playing with a dog. Let's eat. This sect leader got so angry that he immediately flew over and kicked me in the face to make me angry and return to my working position. Hearing the screams, everyone felt troubled all day without looking like a sect master at all. After a while of beatings, he finally got a little serious. This sect had missed the sect's 3 competitions. Hey, just play around with them for a bit. Yopi Yang announced to everyone, but I heard the prize money is also quite good. Then I announced the 6 selected disciples. Yopi Yang started seriously saying he looked at each of them to tell his grandmother except for Yak Sol. There are exactly 5 disciples left. The female disciples below started to get nervous. First, Nam Guan was startled as soon as he heard her name. Mok Hyuni was named and immediately complained that he was being forced to do hard labor. Next is this little Socio who stiffens when she hears her name. Socio panics when she hears her name being mentioned. Although I still haven't grasped that thing called magic. I will try. Then it came the name Anu. The lottery program is about to end now, it's announced. Everyone was tense when they heard the last person was. So the last person announced was Ro Chung. You guys, they're caught whispering loudly. Ro Chung was the last to join and also the last to choose. Her luck was good. Ro Chung used confident eyes to affirm that Ro Chung's disciple would definitely not disappoint the master's expectations. Saw Yopyang's familiar eyes and whispered that I always had the feeling that I had met Ro Chung before. Seeing that, Ro Chung stepped up to tell his story before I joined Mu Jong-guk. Actually, I also had a bit of a chance. With the master at that time, the disciple was very pathetic. The master didn't recognize me, which was very normal. Yopi Yang finally remembered the hand pounding the table. His face was extremely surprised. I finally remembered it was the same person 3 months ago. Right now Ro Chung spoke up to confirm that yes, it was me. 3 months ago on a deserted island. Now the clouds were dark and thunder was rumbling. Yopi Yang and Bei Bom were sitting on a rock. He calmly said there were too many dead bodies. Old man looked at the corpses of soldiers and commented on the human army and demons. Frequent fighting at the western line naturally resulted in countless casualties. The mountains of corpses and the sea of blood here are extremely dangerous. If it weren't for the old man who picked me up before you could wake up, you would have been eaten clean. Yopi Yang frowned and protested that you saved me. I'm very grateful, but I'm not interested. Be the boss of something. The old man pretended not to hear anything and replied, what you said I didn't hear, it's a bit inconvenient. Yopi Yang was helpless and had to say it again. Old fox, if I owe you a life I will find a way to find him 1 life to pay him. Only saw the old man enthusiastically advise him not to think too much. Rest assured, restore the sect to help me go. This weather is about to rain again. Now the rain has started to pour down someone's thoughts. Also it's raining and I haven't broken my spirit yet. Why is it still good to be thrown away in this place? It turns out that thought was Ro Chung's. She is still alive but in a state of exhaustion. Her mind flashed the thought of a resting place of the soldiers. Ro Chung's comrades all blamed Miss Number 7 for everything. She was so seriously injured that we had to leave her here. Even if we could save her life, she was useless and couldn't be a soldier. Worthless. I stopped blaming her for being injured and now despised her past. After all, she doesn't have parents. Her life ending here has no lingering problems. 7 God eyes and a foolish smile. Ro Chung said, I understand. Everyone, you don't need to care about me. You guys go away. I'm a proud impotent soldier. Then Rochong's teammates put their hands up and loudly said that impotence is also proud because of her. Rochong's past was very painful, no name or last name because demons attacked the village, so he became an orphan. Finally left alone and died on the battlefield. This is the life of a soldier. Ro Chung was about to close his eyes and let go of her hand to comfort himself. I have no regrets. Yopi Yang suddenly came from somewhere with a strangely innocent expression and a weak reaction from life. Surely here you must still be alive. On a battlefield full of soldiers' corpses. Soldier. Yopi Yang went to Rochong's place and finally found it here. Heard the sound of people. Ro Chung quickly opened his eyes. In front of Rochong's eyes was Yopi Yang smiling. He asked her if she was okay. Number 7 thought he was it's an expired product. He collapsed and said, put me down. I can't use it anymore. Leave me alone. Yopi Yang in a domineering style. The president coldly replied that you were my person who picked me up. Can I use it now? I said just calculated. Right when the word of heaven struck several fierce thunderstorms. A pair of twin demons holding big swords and hammers stood waiting. The luck was not bad, but there were still 2 people alive who could kill them or capture them as slaves here. The buck-toothed demon brazenly looked at Yopi Yang. He smiled wickedly. Let's watch it live and eat it. But that white-faced guy seems to be too sick. Yopi Yang, face unchanged. Number 7 lay behind him and whispered apologetically. I have implicated you. How can these few ordinary demons make it difficult for you to smirk and say don't talk about this place and leave it to me? The pair of demons summoned 500 more brothers with an overwhelming majority. Their white faces still haven't made their situation clear. What you have to face is not just the 2 of us. Funny human name. Demon with murderous intent looking at Yopi Yang as easy prey. What you encountered is a secret army in charge of attacking humanity. Yopi Yang again, I'm so scared. You absolutely don't put these brats in the eyes of a demon and killing one. Oh, demons will make a difference. A freshing phase going underground. The demon smiles contemptuously at humanity. It's so ridiculous that I'm speechless. Yopi Yang doesn't want to say much, so he raises his hand to let out his breath. The demon thinks that a white-faced guy like Yopi Yang can't do anything, so he raises his hand to surrender. Why do humans keep coming when it's important? You can't use. Yopi Yang's hand turned into a lightning rod. All the lightning gathered in his hand. The sky roared fiercely. Thunder and black clouds came rushing in. It seemed like he wasn't raising his hands to surrender to the devil. He was a little sneaky. He started to realize that Yopi Yang wasn't the right type. This kid has a problem. Can't let him take action. Quickly deal with him. A group of people shouted orders to kill and rushed up like a beehive to kill him. Yopi Yang had absorbed enough thunder and lightning. He unleashed the lightning system to shine directly on the demons. Until he finished, countless electric shocks stabbed straight at those brats. They could only act with bewildered faces, not understanding the world. Those electric shocks had extremely destructive power. Consecutively delivered fatal blows to the ground. Hit causing the demons to shrivel up until they were left with dry bones. An earthquake broke out, killing thousands of them at once. The thick smoke and dust obscured the vision. A moment later, the smoke and dust spread out on the ground. Was it clean? There's a ghost. Yopi Yang still carrying the number 7. Standing still like a statue. You're bored looking at that group of people with no future. Not interesting. A bunch of trash. Even elementary lightning magic can't stand the bewildered number 7. Another fearless character appears again. Yopi Yang is bored and doesn't even bother to look. He stands on a large wooden pillar, marching majestically, saying that people are despicable and yet they use it. Lightning magic attacks us secretly. This king is not afraid of lightning. I don't know how many lightning soldiers of the human army have eaten. Wait a moment, let me take a breath and start eating slowly. Number 7 was so scared that his face turned pale. Yopi Yang smiled again like the father of a baby. I doubt this is for Soil to handle, or is it? The demon king's eyes exuding demonic energy. He rushed forward and wanted to devour Yopi Yang. Thought he was about to die. Number 7 damn sweat. The child's sweat drenched his forehead. Yopi Yang began to perform the great summoning technique so that little 3 would teach you. Heaven and earth immediately shook the great demon king who buried his feet stiffly. A dazzling firelight appeared. Claws of the little three placed lightly on the great demon king's head, causing him to have a crooked shape. A very classy appearance coming from the position of the three-headed dragon king. The great king's wooden pillar immediately shattered into pieces. One blow lifting your foot can shake the whole earth. I'm in love with the king. My feet are cold and I haven't even had time to see what Little Three's face looks like. Little Three's appearance always makes me miss him like that. It tossed my beautiful, flawless armpits looked up at the destruction I had caused, causing the opponent to fall apart. Showing off his strength seems a bit overkill. The animal is gone. Finished work. Yopi Yang carried number 7 on his back and continued moving forward. The rain seems to have stopped. Taking advantage of the good weather, Yopi Yang dutifully said to immediately find a place to heal her wound. Walked for a while too, came across a pleasant green forest. Yopi Yang placed number 7 against a tree. 7 was bored with life and said I was useless and saving lives is also a waste. Don't waste medicine. A few of these medicines. Yopi Yang has no regrets. You don't need any money to use this skill. So don't worry. Yopi Yang started working on your intermediate priest skill in healing magic. Level 100 max. Less than a minute. Number 7's body seemed to be revived. Felt like he was reliving a new life. I don't know what kind of magic medicine. Realized that Yopi Yang had enough to withdraw the move, so he made a little noise and tried it. Even number 7 couldn't believe my body's reaction anymore. It didn't hurt and the wound disappeared. It's okay. It's obvious that the tendons and bones in my whole body are broken a lot. Number 7 didn't expect the body even if I can save my life. Kneel down on the ground and thank you for saving my life. Lord, number 7 has nothing in return. From now on, you are my master. Yopiang's face became distorted and he said in a small voice, a small skill. It's nothing. Actually, I want to report it. It's really very simple. Number 7 heard this without hesitation and firmly said, Master, please say Mountain Dao Border Fire. Number 70.000 died without warning. Yopi Yang directly assigned a mission of such magnitude that you are well prepared to inherit a sect on my behalf. Number 7 bowed his head and accepted the order. Even though I didn't know what it was, I would definitely do my best to complete it. Master told Yopi Yang to smile and reply, no need to call me Master. Wait a minute, I'll be right back. Yopi Yang works very quickly. Half an hour later came back. Yopi Yang was angry. The plan to push responsibility 7 failed. Then the old fox didn't agree with someone else to continue. So do you have any plans yourself? Number 7 confused. The owner doesn't need me. Number 7 just you can go back to your nest and sullenly say that I will return to the impotent's army first. Waiting for the master's call at any time. Yopi Yang is very like a master. I suggest you die once for the army and then change your way of life. Go to number 7. Hesitate. I've never left the army. Yopi Yang advises me that it's okay. The way is at my feet. I'll go forward. In that package, there's some dry food I got from the old fox. There's also 20 gold. Bad. She took it. Number 7 obediently took the bag and obeyed Master Yopiang's orders. Turned around and lived well. He ordered. After saying that, he turned on hover mode and got out within a second. Number 7 seemed enlightened. Her party's truth mutters at her feet. I must remember my master's words. An idea flashed through my mind and she decided to choose this name as the ninja to reveal herself from today. My name is Ro Chung. What a perfect fate between Ro Chung and